we will be doing our first webinar on radio training. The voiceovers will be done by myself, Carrie Wren, and also Maggie Keach. So for our first slide, we are going to be looking over the radio. Now later in the video, we're going to show an actual radio, but we wanted to show some of the buttons that will be important for you while you're on duty. So the first one on the right is the power switch and volume. And so with the power switch and volume, you'll want to turn this on when it's about between 7:45 and 8 p.m. Once you turn it on, you'll hear a beep, and you'll be able to adjust the volume for what you need, especially when roll call happens, and you'll be able to respond and be able to hear what control is talking. The next button is the call button. You're going to want to press that button down. You're going to want to hold that button down for a few seconds before you start to speak. Now, if you don't allow for those few seconds, you're going to be cut off, and dispatch will not be able to understand what you're saying. Now, usually the first thing that you're saying is which RA you are at, in which area. And so if they can't hear that beginning part, then it's very difficult for dispatch to be able to send an officer to the space that they need and to the emergency that may be happening. So it's very important when you press the call button to wait a couple seconds prior to speaking. Now, the buttons on the right are the radio channel. Now, the radio channel should not change from channel 1. It's the channel that both the RDs on duty and dispatch and officers can hear RAs speaking. This is the only one that you want, and you'll want to check that it's on channel 1 at every point, at every time during your duty rotation. The other piece is the microphone and speaker. Now, this is where you're going to speak into and where you're going to be also hearing dispatch respond to you. Now, you're going to want to keep the radio a few inches from your mouth. Unlike a walkie-talkie where you put it directly to your mouth, you're going to want the radio to be a few inches from your mouth because it will start to sound jarbled, it will be unclear, and dispatch won't know who's speaking, what's being said, and what's the emergency. So it's important that when you press the call button to leave a couple seconds, and then also to keep the microphone speaker about a few inches away from your mouth so that dispatch can understand you. Now, using the radio. So step 1, you're going to press the call button that we spoke about. You're going to state your area and call code for who you're contacting. So for example, if you're an alumni DES RA, you're going to say alumni DES RA to control. Now, if you were a Hill RA and you were trying to reach an RD on duty, you would say Hill RA to R60. Now, the codes below are R60, which is the RD on duty, and control, which is dispatch. Those are the two people that you would be looking out for when speaking on the radio. Now, really, it doesn't matter if you're calling out for R60 or if you're calling out for control. Both can hear you on the radio, and whoever needs to respond, that's wrong.
Keep going, it's okay, we can edit it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it.
Okay.
Like, I don't like it. Oh, I need to go on this side.
Yeah, that way. And then pull it up, and then you can stop.